What's up, guys, and welcome to the live stream. I'm really excited about this one. We've managed to get Fabian or Fabi from Onsra on the stream. The guy has been in the scene for a really long time. I'm really thankful for him to join us today. I've got some exciting stuff coming from him, from Onsra, and for like me myself, I've been in the scene for about 4 or 5 years, and then Fabian's been in the scene since day one, so he's kind of like the founders of this sport. So it's really great to get him on stream. So bit of a really important day for me. So I'll bring him in. We'll talk about and introduce yourself a bit more for people who may not know him. And yeah, we'll just have him for an hour talking everything about Onsra and the PV scene.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Oh man, like I say, I'm so thankful for having you on the. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry, I lost my mic for a second. Yeah, I'm so thankful having you on the channel. Like I said, I've been doing this for X amount of years, and you have been part of like the founders of this sport and in this industry for a long time. And like I said, it's a real pleasure having you on the channel. So do you want to have a little bit of introduce yourself for people who may not know who you are and you're involved in the community, really?
Thanks a lot. Actually, I almost just said welcome to a new video before.
I literally, do you know what? I was going to say that. I literally was about to say. I just think it's quite funny because of the script, like your copyright or your video every time. It's your intro every time, isn't it?
I just do that automatically. Actually, it's not like I just said to Christian in one of my workers. I just do it. Like I don't have to plan on saying. So yeah, my name is Fabian in Switzerland. I'm from Switzerland, speaking German originally. And yeah, I'm the founder of Onsra Electric Skateboards. Yeah, so
I just want to say that goes way beyond that as well, because like you've been, like I say, in the community since day one as an influencer, as a rider as well. So it's just an amazing inspiration, I think, to see the transition of being involved as a rider, content guy, and then making it your livelihood and making it a business, full-time business.
Yeah, I guess I almost forgot about that. Well, I'm skating for almost 20 years. That's how everything started, like normal skateboard tricks and so on. I had sponsors for a while. Yeah, I was also making a living off of skateboarding pretty much. Well, it was a bit in combination with social media, YouTube and everything. But that's basically where everything is coming from, pretty much. I think that's also how the first electric skateboard brands came to me. They saw my channel. By the time, or I think like 6 years ago, I did daily vlogs as well on YouTube. So I was traveling around the USA. It was daily vlogging. I was traveling alone, so the daily vlogs were really good for me to travel, because I really felt like I had to do something during that time. But yeah, it's really good, because like all the knowledge now from YouTube, making videos, that it was really good for this company, because I can do pretty much anything myself. Yeah.
So this is kind of where it all kind of started. I've done a bit of digging. This is early days. So this is where kind of the first initial kind of skateboarding, and do you reckon this is, I said, it's set you up to where you are nowadays with the content, make the traveling and understand the community? Like I don't think you I'm not saying you should rate, like, go crazy on it, but like you was a really, well, you still are an amazing skater. Like, does this kind of set you up for where you are with Onsra nowadays, and with this kind of cinematography, filming, using those skills today to promote the channel, the brand, and understand the culture of what electric skateboard and PV really is all about?
Yeah, I would say this video is actually the one that was filmed with my own camera, actually. Because I always had a couple of different projects back then with bigger filmmakers. But yeah, even here I set up the camera myself. And well, that's just sometimes friends that film me. But yeah, even back then I had to do a lot by myself. If you want to get some videos of yourself, you have to organize it. You have to organize a film or a camera and so on.
It's amazing to see how these different skills and experiences over the year, you like, obviously e-skating as itself has only been around for mainstream for so long. You know, we've obviously had the lead acid batteries and all that stuff a long time ago, but with stuff like the influences of skating soon, that's set up to evolve into, you know, electric skateboarding and what you do. And like, you've got some really huge things on your skateboarding reservoir. Like I remember I was speaking to M Boards when I was over for eSkateCon, and not many people know that you're a world record holder in skateboarding in general as well.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I sometimes forget about that as well. Yeah, that was a special project actually. I don't even know how that came to be. But I think the TV just hit me up, and they wanted to make a whole production out of it. And well, I came up with the idea, and it was and kind of the combos were kind of my thing, I would say. So basically, yeah, Combo Commander it was called. I had my own skate park, and I had that video that kind of went viral, I guess, in the skateboarding world. It was called Combo Commander, and well, I just did some tricks probably no one has ever done before, and yeah, that's just how it came to be. So yeah.
So my next question with that, obviously, I'm gonna whack this because we've got just 2 minutes on the world's longest. Wrong one. Sample project here. Just move that 1 second. Where's that gone now? What's that now? I'll go in a minute. So, do you think you could apply that kind of world record attempt stuff with e-skate as well? Do you reckon you could own some things that are waiting to be taken as well with the whole e-skate things? Could you apply that with e-skate as well?
I could do an electric manual actually. I can do long manuals, and you will see it in that video. But I'm not that good anymore. But yeah, something like that I could actually do. I think I could do the first uphill manual or something like that.
But yeah, that'd be amazing. Because I remember I was going for this because there's a few of them, haven't you? You've got the nose manual as well.
So this one is the unofficial one. That one was just filmed, for ourselves.
I think a lot of things from a viewer's point of view. You've got some of the most beautiful places in the world to ride when you're riding. Is it quite good when you're obviously not quite good? Sorry, do you have any issues with like the police or anything? What's the law in that aspect with Switzerland, where you're based with electric transport, electric skateboard and stuff like that?
Yeah, the problem is around here it's not allowed actually at all. That's the biggest issue we have. Well, that's why we always ride on places, like mountain roads and so on. That's usually not a problem. Just basically we have to ride where there's no cars, and usually like that we don't have any issue. It's just a huge problem to ride on the street. It's dangerous anyway. I don't really like to ride next to cars. I mean, in the USA at eSkateCon, it was pretty crazy to skate next to
I suppose cars. As one thing I said with the eSkateCon, it's a complete how do I say, for some people it's complete polar opposite of where you normally ride. If you're in the mountains riding all alone in some beautiful landscapes, and then you go to a condensed tight city Vegas strip, it's complete opposite. Crazy, isn't it, for a different terrain?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was something special. I was quite scared there actually at the strip ride. A lot of police, and it was just really crazy.
So with obviously the content, obviously you've done the skating and the moving on to electric transport. What was the first kind of, you say you had some companies approaching you early days. Where did it all start with the first electric board or electric transport skating for you?
You mean for me in Switzerland? Actually, I think the first ever electric skateboard that I can remember is definitely the Storyboard. It doesn't exist anymore. That was actually my first board. It only had one hot motor, I think. And I think the issue and why this brand doesn't exist anymore is these boards actually burned up. So everything was inside the deck. So the battery, everything was inside the deck. It was, oh man, like these back batteries, these old batteries, I guess. I have never seen the inside actually, but that's what I believe it was. I actually had one board burning up at my apartment.
Wow.
There's a video. I did some advertising for them back in the day, and no one knows, but I was actually the day before we filmed that, a board burned up in a new apartment at my parents' house. So I was charging it downstairs, and it just started to catch fire.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's actually crazy because there was no windows, so around downstairs I saw a lot of smoke. It was crazy, and I had to somehow throw the board outside, and well, and with the black smoke, when the battery burns, it creates a really
Toxic fumes, isn't it?
Toxic smoke. There was dust everywhere in that hole. Yeah. That was horrible, actually. And the next day we filmed that Doerig video. So we mounted a surfboard onto that Doerig board, and we were riding in the city. It actually barely had any charge back then. We had to charge it like 3 times for that whole video. It was kind of ridiculous, but I loved it. I mean, just for work, to get away, usually like during work, I would go to the lake, and I just had a really good time back then. It just kind of felt good to get away from work and so on. Of course, you could do that with a normal skateboard, but the wheels are really small, and it just is not that fast, I would say.
It's interesting do you think, just from obviously your heritage or being involved in the electric skateboard scene for so long, do you think those times has made you appreciate where we are nowadays with, some of the products like what you make now? It's crazy to see how far we've come in not that long of a time, really.
Yeah, I believe we definitely brought some new ideas into electric skateboards. I think the first thing people or other brands started to copy was the thick grip tape. I think we were the first one that started this off. I think the second thing, but that was a trend that would come anyway, and I don't know, but like in terms of brands that, anyway, with 12S, I think before everyone had 10S, we were kind of the first that had 12S, but of course there was a lot of DIY brands that already had for like some crazy stuff, 18S or whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's a really good question I've got here for Drew, and I actually organically saw this through watching your channel throughout the years, where you were developing the Black Carve back in the day, and you was always talking about you liked these other boards, but you wanted to make your own board for you. Like, how did the Black Carve? Is the Black Carve the board you made for yourself to share with the community? Is that how that came about?
Yeah, I mean, nowadays I kind of love every board we have, and I use every board for different cases. But I think as a skateboarder, I just always wanted the challenger. So if I would, like 3 years ago when I created the first longboard, we wanted, I just didn't know at first that we can also do a smaller board with a smaller battery. It was just something I always wanted to do. I mean, I knew we could do it, but this one actually took a bit more time. Actually, it was,
It's not as small. When you say a small board, it's really interesting because I still haven't ridden one, unfortunately, yet. But when I went to a couple group rides and I've seen people have one, they're not small boards at all. They are big. They're not what I would say like a small travel board. They pack a lot of punch. I think they just got a tail. That's the big difference.
Yeah, they're actually pretty big. I wouldn't say it's a small board. And yeah, it's definitely also fast, and because of the speed and everything, it definitely should be big. So actually, the reason why this board is sold out everywhere currently is we are updating the Challenger at this moment. So that's
Oh,
why it's sold out everywhere. An update is really needed. Also, to be completely honest, and I'm not sure if I can say that, but I'll say it anyway. We had a lot of issues with the cloud wheels. Like they are literally falling apart, and that's why we decided we have to stop it. And that's why we are gonna release our own wheel. And
mm-hmm.
we're already at it. I can actually show it because production is finished. They are already on its way to our warehouses all over the world, and yeah, a new version of the Challenger is coming. That's why it's sold out everywhere. And well, the wheel is right here.
Okay, do you want to share with the guys?
And enjoy it. It's not a problem. We are
That's
gonna
nice.
release it soon. I think the first. Whoops. It looks like a normal wheel, but it's not. Okay, enough.
Is that it? Is that all we get?
Yeah, it's actually. Yeah, it has some special features. It's. I couldn't even explain the durameter at this moment. I can't even explain the diameter.
Right.
I'll explain that later, more detailed in a video. It's easier.
So would that be coming out on your channel or Onsra's main channel? Because I seem to find you use both, which I really like to see, because I've seen, you know, we can talk about politics, and I'm relaxing more with my interviews and being more freely speaking. But there's a lot of there's some companies who do the Onsra videos as a promotion, looking at products, your brand, and then you make your own footage separately on your personal experience. And I really like to see that through your content, because obviously you've got your Onsra channel where you talk about your brand, your product, and then you take your own personal channel with your Fabi channel, and you use that more of like an experience. This is how I feel about the product. So are you going to release this on the Onsra channel, or is this going to be on your personal channel, or a bit of both?
I mean, actually, I don't know. We were supposed to film the trailer tomorrow.
Okay.
But we had to cancel it for some reasons. And yeah, so now I'm not sure how we gonna do it. Actually, I might have to just film it myself or so. But we'll see. I mean, the idea is to release a trailer on the Onsra channel and a more detailed video or just my own experience on the Fabi channel, and on the Onsra channel I try to explain some more stuff, but I also want to make some fun videos on there as well. So it's yeah,
you've got some. I'm going to just throw that in there just briefly from Drew. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, please do. He's got some amazing stuff. I seem to find where you are, you can point a camera in any direction and the background's perfect. So you've got very beautiful shots where you are based already. You're saying about obviously fun videos. You've got some of the ideas you come up with are viral from the moment they're made. It's amazing. Let me just pull one of these up 1 second. Your idea, I think that's what's good, because you've done obviously the making your own content through the skateboarding, and then obviously I don't know. I think I said to you at the beginning, I think to reminded you, you have a massive impact with the community with e-skate content for a long time, and then out of nowhere you bust out something like this when you have your crazy ideas, and then you decide to go. Is this when you say the lake? Is this your local lake? It looked like something out of a Jigsaw with these.
It happens a bit later in the video. Well, I think originally it was actually Christian's idea. You just saw him in the video before. I think this guy, that's Christian. Yeah. So he originally had the idea when we did it. Yeah, and I just actually there's only 2 days a year where you can ride on the lake like that. So the timing has to be perfect. So I think this was on a Sunday, and I just randomly went to that lake. It was a bit scary at first because I was there alone, pretty much
definitely.
alone, and
Yeah.
I just didn't know much about ice at all. So yeah, it also, when you're on the ice, you can hear the ice crack literally everywhere,
Yeah.
cracking beneath you. And yeah, I was on that lake alone, and you really should. I mean, there was some people on the side.
Yeah.
Well, you
But
really
if it
shouldn't.
cracks, it's game over. Yeah.
Yeah. So the second time I was there, I now know some locals, and they, showed me around, and yeah, so they know when it's safe. But the
So you
second
said about
time was actually in the middle of the lake, and it was way worse with the sound.
That's terrible. Is it one of, do you have this thing where you have an idea and you can't just let it go? It has to be done. Is that the thing where when you think in hindsight, riding your electric skateboard in the middle of an ice lake with cracking sounds is not the best idea?
Of course, it went viral on. I mean, not of course, but it went viral on TikTok. But I did it again because it's so much fun to ride on the ice, actually. So when you it's really hard to explain, but especially the second time, I had a lot more fun because I wasn't so afraid anymore of the ice is gonna crack or so. But riding on the ice is so special. It's like drifting all the time, but you still have some kind of like
traction,
a little bit, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun to ride on the ice. I definitely want to do it again, and it just looks so nice in St. Moritz, actually.
Next time you should try and get some drones and get that aerial shot. That'd be amazing. That'd be so cool. So you said the Challenger is having an update with your new Challenger. Is it going to be a replacement for the Challenger or a improvement going forward?
No, it's going to be a replacement because there's a lot of parts that we want to replace now. I mean, obviously the Hobby Wing controller, we don't like it anymore, and it's just the new one is just you can adjust a lot more, and we just think I don't think we will release a board without the new controller anymore. But yeah.
So that's the biggest change for you guys.
But,
yeah. So obviously you've got the black card. We talk about black card. We talk about Challenger, but you've also got a new board coming around the corner as well, which I never saw coming with the concept of. I know you spoke to me briefly at Eastgate Con about it. Didn't share anything. Obviously, it's hard to keep. Is it hard as a content creator to sometimes not talk about things that you're excited about, which are new and coming?
Well, it's hard as a brand overall. Because this board, the Velar, actually took a while, almost close to 2 years. And I remember that we talked to some retailers about a year ago already, like before we released it. Oh, this video was actually filmed by myself.
Look at that, beautiful.
Yeah,
I can imagine all your products have constant stress tests because it's hills everywhere where you are, isn't it? So always going uphill, always going downhill, so they're being pushed where they're being tested as well.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. You have to test it to the limit before you can release something. So this one actually, the prototype that I'm showing in this video is actually the third prototype. So we went quite through some prototypes. Yeah, so even the second prototype still had like trucks off the shelves, and like last minute we decided, well, it wasn't so last minute, but like 4 or 5 months before the release, we decided to redesign the trucks completely. We were just like, the board is already expensive anyway. It doesn't matter if we also gonna upgrade the trucks. It doesn't make a big difference at the end. And it just looks nicer. The trucks are better, a lot wider too. It was needed.
Another thing about this board is every single element on it is bespoke, isn't it? Nothing, like you say, is off the shelf. with this board. You've got new truck system, deck, enclosure design. I've never seen enclosure have that much of a arch on it, like a bow with a curve before with this.
Yeah.
Besides
So
this board.
the only thing that's off the shelf are the wheels and
Yeah.
small stuff like the bushings, the screws. But yeah, it's definitely a special project. I mean, I think for us, for Onsra, it's really important that the board looks and rides really well. That's the most important.
Another thing as well with the truck system as well, you've shown a lot of examples of how adjustable the trucks are for your board, because obviously most people think it isn't. It's a really kind of new market with this board, because obviously you've kind of got your average consumer, introductory, and then boutique board. This is like between like mid-range, high-range board, because you've kind of got, because people normally think with a larger board it's more heavier, but with the battery size and the size of thing, it's not going to be a tank. Like there's not many boards on the market at all anymore which have a big footprint but which aren't very, very big and very, very heavy as well.
Yeah, it's definitely something special. I would say I personally I don't like the box in the middle of the board. It's just I would say it's not for Onsra. We still don't have any plans to design a mountain board, like a real mountain board. I think it's not for us, to be completely honest. I mean, to be honest, it would be much easier than the board we released. I mean, we could literally take the mold of the deck and just, even some of the mountain board boxes, they are really easy to do. It's not difficult, but I can't find a way to make it look good, and I just don't know how to make this look good.
So my next question, just because it's always, I was going to say, with the whole me being greedy thing, would there only ever be one battery configuration with this board, or would there be expandability going forward, do you think, or do you reckon you're going to stay at the battery configuration with the battery as it is now, or do you reckon there'll be options for like a thicker, bigger Ranger as well?
For the Velar, well, it's kind of hard to. I mean, first of all, there's not more space.
Yeah.
That's always the issue.
Another enclosure as well, isn't it?
Everything as small as possible, and we want to keep it light. So yeah, there's not more space, but there might be. I mean, you've seen the X-Way solution. I think it's from X-Way, where they the battery on top, and you plug it in. I mean, that's a good solution. I'm not gonna lie. Why not? Someone really wants more range. I can't hear you anymore. Yeah, I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Should I talk in the meanwhile? I don't know if people can hear me.
I'll just set my state and change headphones. Does that work?
Okay, now I can hear you.
Yeah, no worries. I just changed my mic, turned it off. Fine. I've got my amateur mic now, so that'll work.
I was just about to release another new thing that I have sitting here on the table.
Oh yeah, do you want to talk about because we, like I say, first of all, thank you for sharing it on the channel as well. So obviously got the new wheels for about 30 seconds, so we're gonna have a look at the next thing coming from Onsra as well, the next accessory.
It's perfect. So we have a good clickbait tile. I'm just kidding, but yeah, we literally release new things here. No one has ever or not really seen up close. But yeah, I mean it's a bit smaller, but here, yeah, ceramic bearings, 6,900 sets. They are in stock everywhere already worldwide, just not released. So because we have our own trucks, they now just come with 10mm axles, so we need new bearings for every kind of wheel.
Can you bring one out of your box and show what they look like?
Yeah.
They
Oops,
oh, nice.
right here.
Okay, so is that going to be a standard on all boards, or is that going to be a upgrade option going forward with your new bearings?
It's gonna be an upgrade option for now. I mean, we have to figure it out, but first we're gonna see what people think about them, and people like it, I can imagine, to upgrade all boards with the new bearings. It's actually a bit like some, for example, the 80 wheels now even have bigger bearings, so kind of need to make another bearing for the 80 wheels. Yeah, it's just upgrades happen so fast, actually, sometimes. Yeah.
I seem to find with this industry that because it's technology, and it's a combination of technology and hardware. Technology is so fast. It's, you know, there's always something to be working on the whole time. I've got a question here. I'm going to bring in here 1 second. Fabian, I know you mentioned about rise as the urethane wheel configuration. How would that increase the clearance? That's correct. I think, yeah, you've talked about sort of people saying about the clearance on the Velar with street wheels. Is there going to be riser pads for the Velar as well?
I mean, we don't set the board up on default like that. I mean, there's no option to buy the board with the 115 millimeter wheels directly. We had the option, but there weren't, like, a lot of people just bought the 200 millimeter wheel option. So we kind of decided, okay, let's not offer it anymore and just have.
I did notice that it's either a 2-in-1 kit, 80 or off-road.
You don't really need riser pads at all, but if you want more clearance to the ground, of course, you can add riser pads. I think it's even possible to add riser pads with a little bit of an angle. So basically, it would,
like a wedge kind of thing, bigger on one side and going smaller. Yeah,
exactly. It will make the clearance even bigger like that.
Another thing I saw as well, and I think was talking.
Actually, something I need to mention there, because these photos, the 115 photos were actually taken with I think the first prototype. So the issue is we weren't able to change the trucks from upper version to the version with more clearance to the ground. So basically, in the photos, it looks really close. So click on the photos real quick.
Yeah, what the current ones? These ones
on the black buttons. Click. Yeah, I mean, even this one.
Pictures. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I got it.
So if you scroll down a bit,
you'll
see some photos with the 150 millimeter wheels, I believe.
Must be further down. Yeah, these ones, the darker ones.
I mean, that's why I show it in black, because I see in the features you can see it even better. In the features you can see it even better. Because, exactly this one. So you can see that it's really close, and the reason is that the trucks there aren't set up good. You can also see there's no anti-sync plate on this one, so that's why it's one of the first prototypes. So there's normally a lot more clearance. So we basically actually have to take new photos once the final board arrives. There's a lot of minor details that I changed when I was in China. I actually just came back from China about 10 days ago. So like every single screw is going to be in black. There's just some details in it. I was a lot faster doing it in China directly.
To be fair, as a prototype board with photos, it's very nice. It's just like you say, little things, isn't it?
Another reason actually is that we have so many more orders than I expected. So it was a bit. So I wanted to go to China to make it even faster. Already get the next order in, so we can move forward.
When you say faster, you don't mean the board, you mean orders. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, actually, the first batch is close to be sold out at this moment.
If you want, we need to get one in now for the first batch of boards coming out. basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we don't offer any discounts anymore, even though it still takes close to 2 months for it to arrive. It depends on where exactly, but here in
I suppose,
Switzerland,
like anything, it's the first step of. I've noticed with all the products anyway. It's the first batch, and then the next batch, and then it gets easier, doesn't it, as you go along?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's the thing with pre-orders. They get it for a better price, and now the price went up. Yeah, I mean it.
I suppose it'd be interesting to see if someone's going to do it, put bindings on this, and then turn it into like a more of a map total off-road beats. But I suppose the way it's set up it is a true all-terrain board. I've got a question here from someone in front of us. Is there a Black Car 4 in prototype at all at the moment?
And we no, not at all actually. But we currently, I mean, the team, me and the team, we talk about ideas, and yeah, I mean, if you guys have some ideas or stuff you would like to see in a Black Car 4, yeah, just let us know.
But you know, I've noticed that a lot. You do always, and I think it's really good to see the engagement with the community about taking that feedback and applying it with the product, because it evolves naturally, and like I say, you guys can only test so much, and when it goes to the community, more and more people will try boards in ways that you've never expected. So,
yeah,
Black Car's changed massively from when it started, like the truck system and everything nowadays.
So before we usually start to or design a new board, we look at the feedback from reviewers, especially reviewers. When we see a video, we take it apart completely, and every single part we try to improve. But of course, everyone says something different, so it's sometimes a bit hard. But
talking about reviewers, just briefly, is a good segment. Moving on to the next thing, you've also got yourself one of the best riders on the scene right now, the legend himself, Colorado Caddy.
Exactly. I met him at eSkateCon, and we were talking, and I basically sent him the board that I was using in the USA to start off. And actually, I would like to bring back a bit more skateboarding into electric skateboarding. So basically the idea is, it's just an idea at this moment, and I didn't have enough time yet to get it done, but I basically want an electric skateboard team.
It's a bit like, for example, I've said this, it's really hard to get people together, it really is. But I had the same thing before, where like having an all-star super team of riders, of like, that would be amazing. Because another thing is, you're not alone. Have you obviously got Colorado, who's undoubtedly one of the best sliders ever in the community. You've also got obviously content guys as well, with Fred from Eastgate Unity as well. So he's one of your team riders as well, and he's an ambassador, isn't he, for Onsra as well?
He's killing it. Yeah, I would like to set up a team and do like, I mean, I like to go to the USA anyway, and I mean, I would like to have a team in Europe and a team in the USA. That's the idea. And I would like to organize more races and get everyone together. That's a bit the idea at this moment. It's just need some time. I finally need to set up the website. Sometimes we just have a lot of different projects, and usually during the winter we have time for stuff that's probably not so important. But yeah, we are a huge fan of races. It's just a bit expensive to set it up. But we like it. It's just to get the people together, and you're allowed to ride there, especially in Europe. I think we would like to organize it more. Because
I remember, unfortunately, I missed this, because I think after eSkateCon week and a half, and you said, "Con, you're saying about had this coming up," and unfortunately I couldn't make it due to other commitments. But obviously you're doing the track days, and a few of our UK guys came over and had to go on the track.
Yeah.
Like that. Is that kind of what you want to be doing?
So to be honest with you, I was a bit bummed at EskateCon that I wasn't really able to get away from my booth, and I just wanted to ride, and so I have to organize it a bit different. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's my fault, but whatever.
It's someone's fault. It's someone's fault.
It isn't my fault.
But I love the fact that you got the idea of, like, I think through your journey being, a rider from day one, skateboarding, e-skating as well, content creator, and then making a company, and then promoting the company, and then going to events, racing. You've had every kind of journey you could have in the scene throughout the years. So it's nice to see that I want to bring it back to the community, doing events, bringing everyone together, because as you know, the payoff is there because people see a product, they want to go to the Onsra events, they want to race, they want to, try out the products, and that's what it's all about. This is very technical, this track. It's very tight.
Well, it actually got even more technical. It got so technical that I had to mount holders. No, what's the name? Racks.
Do you mean foot stops kind of thing?
Yeah, foot stoppers and so on. To be able to ride on it. It's so technical now. It literally has like it's crazy. The new one is crazy. But I mean, it's an advantage for us that I got third place with the only two-wheel drive, and the first and second place actually was a four-wheel drive, so they still had some advantage. I'm not gonna lie. They had more acceleration. They had better brakes. So yeah, I'm working on it.
But the thing is, is that the right? You're not going to get me next time. I'm going to bring something different. The thing is, what I respect about you saying you come in third is, and it's a really big pet peeve for me, really, that I really don't like, is when companies make, and I'm not going to name names, I keep this respectful, but when they make a product and they represent something that you can't buy as a consumer. So when you've got riders, racers, and like yourself at this event, the board you're riding is the one you can buy. There's none of this smoke and mirrors where people are putting other things inside their boards or configuring things a little bit differently because they can't lose. I think I respect. There's a lot of respect for me saying I came third on that, and because people had different boards, they were just better riders. But I still smashed it with my board and I came third.
Yeah, no, I myself, I just ride my own board. I'm actually exactly for that reason. But for example, Christian, he, he's also the reason why we improve certain stuff, and it's good. It's really good actually that he builds his own boards. So for example, even a year ago, he built in the P42A battery and WESC, and it's also really good for us to see how different the performance is. So the team and me, we really love the Black Horse 3. We love two-wheel drive. We love how light it is. I actually believe it's even better on the track the lighter the board is. It's more nimble. And we also test different stuff. We also build boards ourselves. It's mostly Christian that builds his boards for us and tests them. He pretty much builds them for himself, not even for Onsra sometimes.
But I suppose through that opportunity to build other things and trying doing the events, you learn and your experiences get better and the products get better from it. Because like you say, looking back at the track day, you're thinking maybe I change this coming up for the next one going forward. Oh, got Fred here. What's up, Fred? We got into the next couple of days.
Hey, what's up?
As well. Yeah. Oh, I feel so bad. I'm sorry, Fred. I'm going to say it. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that you stopped on your track day. I'm so sorry. I tried to say to him at EskateCon because he was doing on the fourth lap. He thought the white flag was stop, and I was like, "Go, Fred, go!" And he stopped. I'm so sorry, Fred. Next year you have to bring it back and represent and get it done. Be wicked.
Yeah, next year we will be ready for the race. Wanna bring some more people out there, right? I think next year I will organize it a bit different, because I feel like I was just standing around at the booth, and I still want a booth there, but I don't really want to be there.
Yeah. You want to do your bit. You want to be a bit more free. That's the thing I had as well. Is and you'll understand this as a content creator. I want to be enjoying myself and having a good time, but I don't want to walk away with no footage or doing what I need to do while I'm here. So it's the balance between being somewhere and then being involved and so. And that was what was really good about seeing you at the group rides. And I come up to you and you're having a good time, and he was like, "Yeah, this is wild." And there's about 400 people around us having a ride.
It was amazing. Actually, almost think next year I will just have the booth without any products and just have a table there to chill. And,
table, board, TV, on a PowerPoint on loop. Done.
We'll have some boards there anyway. You know, if someone maybe will still bring some products anyway. But yeah, I want to organize it a bit more chill, so I actually get to walk around a bit more, and I might even bring someone to take over the booth for me.
Or share it at least, so you're not just stuck there. I totally agree.
Yeah, just having someone that, you know, takes care of me. But I mean, it's kind of, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of annoying to stand there all day. I kind of have to admit, so I almost don't want to bring there anyone for that job. So I might just organize it a bit different,
or just rotate a little bit so you can be involved.
Just have an Onsra sitting area, and
there you go.
Organize sports for riders. That's it.
For sure. So obviously we've got about 15 minutes left. Guys, thank you everyone who's watching so far, and Fabi, it's an absolute honor having you on the channel for someone who's been in the scene for so long time, been looking up to what you've been doing for a long time. It's part of the inspiration of me doing what I do today, you know, so it's a real pleasure having you on board. So obviously future, obviously looking forward. With the new boards coming out, you said that it's in next month, the back should be out in people's hands and get them to really get their boards coming out. Is it about less than 4 weeks away for people going to start getting their boards?
It really depends on the country and where people are from, but boards get shipped this week, actually at this moment.
Oh, okay.
So for example, in Switzerland, we receive it next week. In worldwide countries, I think it should be received in 2 weeks. But for example, Europe always takes the longest. So the shipping to Europe takes a really long time. But for the very first orders, we will import some boards from Switzerland to Europe, so we can ship faster. So the very first order, so you guys don't have to worry. We will find a solution for you guys. And USA, we will. I think it takes about 5 to 6 weeks to be received. Actually, I remember we ship the fast way, so it should be received by the end of July, I believe, or latest in the beginning of August. But what I can say already, so like every other store, we don't have enough boards for stores at all. Like there's clearly no boards for that's why you don't see it on, for example, Onsra France. You don't see it on 12 board store, or we do have enough boards in the USA though. In the USA, we still have enough boards. You will see it at Alien Rides. We'll get boards.
Is that Alien Rides in the fake? Because they've got a few shops. Because I know the week of EskateCon, they opened up a new shop in Vegas. Exactly. Is that the one? Is that the one, or they've got two shops, haven't they?
That's the one. Yeah, they got two shops, one in Vegas, one in San Francisco. And also Border Labs in Canada also will receive a couple boards. Yeah. So
one thing I found interesting is when I went. No, go on.
If you have some questions about your order, or if I didn't mention your country or just send us a message, info@onsra.com.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, my website there. So you go over there, then go for Instagram from there as well. The what was I going to say? I was trying to talk now. No, it's gone. Is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. Also trying to talk. That was it. Yeah. So one thing I felt I was really interested by is with America, you actually have a partnership. Well, I don't know how you define it, but you work with M boards as well as they store your products, and they do repairs for you guys as well, based in USA as well.
Yeah, they do repairs. They stock everything, ship everything out for us. I just really like to work with someone I know personally. I like to work with, even though it costs a lot more than if I would just work with a random fulfillment center. But I don't really care. For me, it's important. When I go to Vegas, I feel like I have a family around me, you know, and I really love it. You enter M boards and you have Mike's family there, and all the guys that ride anyway, and you just have a good time. It's also about having a good time, not just making money.
Well, the thing is, I think you have that relationship, and I think I've noticed that from us talking today. Is I feel like the relationship you have with the people you work with is really important, and that you can see that through choices you've made, through partnerships, companies you work with going forward. So is that kind of a big key factor for you, is who I'm working with? Like you say, you've got Eastgate Unity, and obviously SoCal Legend, not SoCal Legend, Colorado Caddy as part of your team. Is that the big thing for you at this point, is developing that wider family and having that team around you to support the brand?
Yeah, I just rather want to create a family than anything else, actually. I mean, if it's not fun doing what I do, I wouldn't do it anymore, I mean, I can't wait for the next trip to the USA. I actually want to, I'm very careful with talking about ideas, but there's just so much stuff I would like to do sometimes.
Yeah. I've had the same thing as well, and I try not to drill people too much to make them feel uncomfortable. So, like you say, you get really excited about things.
I don't mind, but I just don't know if it happens. But I really want to set up the team. I want to organize team trips, so pretty much like a skateboarding company. And that's what I'm trying to achieve, but it seems to take a lot of time.
Does that come from the story of like how you come to this point now through being involved as a team rider with a skateboard team rider, and seeing what that is? Is that what you want to be part of and making yours now, where you was obviously in younger days doing your content, being a rider, having that sponsorship, and seeing you want that to be how Onsra goes forward?
I think in the skateboard community, in the normal skateboard community, it's really important to have a team, because the younger skaters, they look up to these teams and they want to be there, and that's pretty much why they skate. And I believe it could be the same in the electric skateboard industry, where you have a team and you have younger people that get into the sport. That's a bit the idea behind it, but mostly it's for me to meet everyone when I'm over there, and just to have an amazing time. Maybe even organize a big Airbnb for everyone.
I think I really hope for that for next year. It's one of those good but oh dear moments with EskateCon, because when I went last year, this year, I came over and I thought I'll go and see what it's like. Probably on a once in a lifetime trip. I came away and go, right, now I'm going to spend this money every year to come to Vegas and hang out with people. But I think EskateCon is a tool to bring everyone together. So like you say, doing an Airbnb, it's all these extra things that make all the difference, getting everyone together. So it was an absolute dream. I was going to ask as well, because I want to ask a question. Obviously, the skateboard and the e-skate, do you think Onsra will ever make a manual skateboard?
I don't think so, to be honest, because I mean, I do have a skateboard here, and I tried to do it. I mean, this one I was actually skating for pretty long. I think I was skating it for at least a year, and that's very special for a skateboard, and it still holds up. It didn't even break. I had a special idea. I used two very thin carbon fiber. I think it's the thinnest skateboard. I used two very thin carbon fiber layers, and I wanted to do it, but it ended up being too expensive. Actually, almost as expensive as if you would buy it in the store, from the factory. So it would end up being like, I don't know, $200. I mean, maybe I could do it now. Maybe I could do it now, because we can have a lot bigger orders, I would say. But still, I don't really want to mess with the skateboarding community too much, because it's actually, how should I explain? The skateboarding community is definitely special, to say the least. I don't want to mention it too much, but I don't think skateboarders like electric skateboards. Only a very few, which is probably the first issue. And I don't think people from the skateboarding industry they would want to buy a skateboard, electric skateboard company. So
putting these two forces together, it doesn't gel very well.
If you want to make it in the skateboarding industry, you need some really good skateboarders. And I'm not even skating so much anymore. I'm maybe skating like once a week now. I also don't think I'm that good. Definitely not anymore. So I don't really want to mess with it too much. But yeah, I like to experiment sometimes.
Well, we can see that from the videos along the way, and from trying just because, do you think I'm gonna go over just slightly here, but do you think that a lot of stuff that's come from making videos and then having a company to fund that has made you go, what if, and then you make it anyway because you just want to know what would happen if you put an idea together? Does that give you the chance to try these crazy ideas and go to these places?
Yeah, definitely. It came from skateboard, from YouTubing. I would definitely say. I mean, I had to film some special stuff sometimes, in order to trying to get a viral video, I would say. I mean, that was pretty much the idea of YouTubing, right?
Yeah.
Do YouTube, you want a viral video, and I kind of converted this idea to everything I do now, I guess. But yeah, YouTube isn't so important anymore for me. I still like to make videos, film videos, and create my own ideas.
So I'm just going to ask you one personal question for me. This is my question. What would you say? So obviously, I'm one of the next generation YouTubers. Obviously, got Fred, we've got Drew in here as well. As a content creator and doing the grind for all these years, going out with a camera, spend hours filming, hours editing, making thumbnails, doing descriptions, and then posting it everywhere. What would you advise to the next generation of YouTuber content creators going forward?
Well, I can tell you, skateboarding was even worse. Sometimes for one trick, I filmed like days. Literally days. I think some tricks I even, would break my ankle and come back 3 weeks later, break a board, I would leave, come back, something else wouldn't work, filmer forgets so YouTubing was a lot easier than skateboarding, I think. I don't know if I should say that, but to me it was easier. Skateboarding was just, to getting tricks done for a video was sometimes it was tricky. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it definitely. I think you can learn pretty much anything from YouTubing, because you kind of have to try to make a living out of it, right? So you automatically learn to do kind of everything. YouTubing. But yeah.
So just keep going, basically. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just keep grinding every day.
Grinding.
Keep the grind.
Definitely.
Right. So we're just about to go over time briefly. So if anyone's got any further questions, it's going to go just for 5 minutes and then we'll cut off there. But just the last 5 minutes, is there anything you want to leave it with yourself? Anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to announce? Just on yourself, really.
Not really. I mean, there's always new stuff we work on. It never really stops. I don't have anything else to say. I already released the bearings and the wheels.
Yep.
That we're gonna release within the next 4 weeks, most likely. The bearings tomorrow or tonight if I have time. And that's pretty much it.
That's cool. That's fine. I always give everyone an opportunity and just say if anything else I want to talk about at the end. But like I say, for me personally, this is one of my highlights from my live stream. Like I say, I've been following yourself, and you've been, indirectly part of the journey for me making content nowadays and e-skating. So thank you from me for doing what you've been doing. For choices you've made me make stuff along the way. So absolute pleasure having you. It was great meeting you at eSkate Con. Coming again next year, even more mad stuff. Can't wait. And hopefully get you away from the booth. By the way, I still have our interview. So if people are watching, we've got more interview stuff on the channel coming soon. I've just got, as you can guess, mountains of footage I've got to go through, and from eSkateCon still, so it's still going. I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching today. Fabian, it was an absolute honor having you on the channel today. So thank you very much. Thank you for sharing some of the products. And I can't wish nothing but good things for you guys. I hope you have a great launch, and hopefully see more and more stuff of your next chapter board coming out really, really soon.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
All right, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.